Hello, it's Doris with Aldi Books. I am back in China, so happy to be home. And a final tally was 25. 25 books acquired in my travels, which was to Canada, the US, and Spain. And I found I think the best bookstore of all of the bookstores was actually in Spain. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I think a couple ladies from the UK ran it and owned it, and it was just the most well curated bookstore ever. Everywhere I looked, there was something I wanted, and so I bought a lot. Anyway, so I have a lot of books to read. 25, did I say that? I've already read 2. I'll get to those, but I came up with a project. So I kind of miss my project days. If you've been here for a while, maybe you remember the Tower of Doom. Those were the glory days, right? I haven't had, a project in a long time, but now I do. So let me just tell you what my idea is. So I have 25 books that I need to get read. Eventually, the sooner the better, right? So I can buy more. I mean, I can buy more anytime, but it would be nice to make a dent in this stack before I get a lot more. And we're not going anywhere for a while. So I think the next trip will be Christmas. So let's see, shall we? What is my project? So I have stacked these books into 3 categories. So I have books that I just have been really wanting to read for quite a while, very much drawn to. Wish list books, if you will. And then I have a stack of impulse buys, as you're browsing in a bookstore and something catches your eye and you check it out, read the cover, and then if you're me, you check Goodreads to see the average rating and a couple reviews. So I have some impulse buys. And then I have a little stack over here of books that friends have told me that they think I should read. So, or gifted me, actually. So I am going to keep up with these books. Number one, how fast can I get them read? Within the year, hopefully. So I would like to, less than a year actually, I would like to finish them before I go on summer vacation next June. So was that 10 months more or less? So I'd like to finish them in a 10-month time frame if I can. That'll give me motivation, to pick up these physical books. And then I thought it would be really cool to keep up with my star ratings for these, to kind of give myself an average rating for these 25 books, how I rate them, how good am I at judging what I'm gonna enjoy. I think I'm pretty good, actually. But yeah, I'm just gonna, every book, I only do whole stars. I thought about doing half stars when I got on Storygraph and I found out they do half stars. But I thought about it and I just really like going with the gut, just easy peasy, 5 categories. And to be honest, I'm a very easy rater. So I'm really good. I think I'm really good at judging what I'm going to like. So I kind of assume that every book I pick up is a 4-star. And then if it really hits me, here or here, me, I'm not saying it's an emotional book. I'm saying it hits me, whatever that means to me here or intellectually, then I bump it up to 5. And if it's flawed in some way, again, according to my thought processes, I bump it down to a 3. So that's just my system. I very rarely read anything below 3 because I don't do book lists or projects anymore. Meaning, like, I mean, I do the BookTube prize. So every once in a while I'll get a lemon there. Rarely, but once in a while. I do the Book Naturalist Book Club, and once in a while one of those will be a 3, but generally not below that. But then, like, I don't do Booker or Women's Prize or any of that anymore. And I don't have little projects like reading all the countries or things like that where you would be prone to picking up authors that you just weren't really gravitating to their work or the book, but you read it for another purpose. You know what I mean? So sometimes that can lead you to reading books that, you know, you don't quite gel with, which is great. You know, I really admire people that do that, because then it tells me it tells me if I'm gonna like it or not. So I like other people to wade into the waters first before I grab books. And that could change, you know, I could get back into that kind of reading at some point, but currently I think I'm averaging a solid 4.25 in my own book choices, but we'll see. So I'm going to show you the books I got on vacation. I'm not going to discuss them. Most of them I've hauled in one of my travel vlogs. If you are interested in seeing more thoughts about the books and why I picked them up, you can check out my travel vlogs for this vacation. But I'm just going to read the titles, and, you know, I've got the 3 categories there. So yeah, let's get started. And we'll talk about this biggest stack is the ones that I was super interested in reading and have had on a wish list for a long time. Or, you know, this year, whatever a long time means. So Polio, An American Story, the crusade that mobilized the nation against the 20th century's most feared disease, by David M. Oshinsky. And this was winner of the 2006 Pulitzer Prize in History. This one probably has been on my wish list the longest. I had it on a wish list on Amazon, and this summer I deleted all the books on there, but this one I still wanted, so I ordered it and had it delivered to my sister's house. And then I have Invitation to a Banquet, The Story of Chinese Food by Fuchsia Dunlop. So this one has been on my wish list for a lot less time, because I discovered this, I guess, the first of the year when Robert put out the super long list for the judges to pick what is on the long list, if that makes sense. So the BookTube prize, Robert Sheard gives us a list of a couple hundred or some odd books, and we get to vote on 20 of those, and he uses that data to make the categories for the original, what are they called, the quarterfinals? Anyway, so this one was actually in the first round, so I was excited that it made it that far, because it's kind of a niche book, but I'm excited to get to that. Then I have a couple sequels here. So Map of the Other Lands, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands, a novel by Heather Fawcett. So I read this one, the first one, and loved it, and was super excited to see that the second one was out, and I nabbed it. And then Deborah Harkness, Blackbird Oracle. So this is the 4th, I think, or the 5th, in her witchy vampire series. I loved the first 3, and I don't think I've ever read the 4th. I mean, I know I haven't. And I don't know that I'm going to. Let me know if you think that I should, if it's worth the read. But I think that one is like a spin-off from the original couple, maybe. But this one is another spin-off. So this is their children, their twin girls. So excited to get to that one. I think I said I wasn't going to talk about the books. Just a little bit, okay. And then we have The Good Lord Bird by James McBride. I have loved all of the James McBride that I have read thus far. I think this will be my fourth, and this one comes highly recommended from Greg. It's supposedly fun. This is his favorite James McBride so far, so excited for that one too. I'm excited for all these. This is also, I think, a Greg from Supposedly Fun recommendation. Never Whistle at Night, an Indigenous dark fiction anthology, edited by Shane Hawk and Theodore C. Vance Alst Jr. So, scary Indigenous short story collection. Sign me up. Okay, and this one, long time I have been wanting to read, but for some reason I wanted to read it in physical form, so I've waited, and I finally got it. Pure Nessie by Susanna Clark. Yay! And then this one, I have been curious to see what side of the fence I fall on. Some people like it and like super love it, and some people are like, not quite. So that is North Woods by Daniel Mason. I got this one in Spain. I think it's the UK edition, and I mean, this is one of those rare books where both covers are excellent. So I love the one with the mountain lion on it, but I also love this one. So anyway, got that. And then Bite by Bite by Amy Nezuka-Matadel. This is Nourishments and Jamborees. So this is her second essay collection. Loved her first one, World of Wonders, and knew I was going to enjoy this one. It was a Book Naturalist pick also. So I've actually already read this one, but I'll wait to tell you my ratings for that. And then Demon of Unrest by Eric Larson. So like Amy Nezuka-Matadel, I would say, is an Instabuy author, as is Eric Larson. I've read all of his works and excited to get to the new one with my buddies, Heidi and Patrice and Karen from Run Right Reads. We always read Eric Larson together. And then another Instabuy author is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I've not read all of her works because she's quite prolific. Yeah. But I've read a lot. So I also have two other Instabuy authors. Well, not Instabuy. They're not Instabuy authors, but two others that were on my list that I've wanted to read a long time. And those were I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, the memoir. I read that, finished it, and left it in a little free library. I'll talk about it later. And then, what's that one I wanted to read forever? Bandit Queens. Oh, Bandit Queens. I'm sorry, I forgot the author at the moment, but read that one as well. So I've already finished 3 of the 25. So, I mean, I'm kind of impressed. Are you impressed? Anyway, next stack. These are impulse buys. So, meaning that I'm fairly certain I had not heard of any of these books, or maybe just briefly, before seeing them in the bookstores. So, The Book of Delights by Ross Gay. This is an essay collection, I believe. And I may have heard Heidi from My Reading Life talk about this one, but I didn't really remember it at the time. I bought this because delightful is my favorite word of all time. Do you all have favorite words? So I thought, oh, I'm gonna like that. So I got it. And then the Rib Joint, a memoir and essays by Julia Coates. So I think this one I was drawn in because it was on the back of my mind that we're getting close to Shorty September, and oh my gosh, they've dropped, being Pastori Time and Heather from Too Many Heathers have dropped the Shorty September, what's the word, ephemera? Anyway, tarot cards. They're tarot cards with the prompts on them this year. Very excited. So Shorty September, here we come. And then Welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop by Huang Bo Room. This one I grabbed because it was listed as a feel-good book, and like, I'm all about that. Cinnamon bun. I hope this is a cinnamon bun, pure cinnamon bun book. So there's that. And then the #1 bestseller, oh, that's not part of this, Poor, by Catriona O'Sullivan. So I don't know, this one just grabbed me. You know, it's one of the Penguin classics, modern classics, and I don't know if it's called a modern classic, but you know, the penguins that are popular, those. But I just grabbed it and I was like, and I read the back, and the back tore me up, like hit me right there, just the back jacket. So I grabbed that one. And this one was just facing out on the shelf, Shakespeare's Sisters, 4 Women Who Wrote the Renaissance by Rami Targoff. So yeah, I'm all about hearing about women back in the day when they were not often mentioned. So yeah, grab that one. Give it to me. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. The cover drew me in, and Liz Moore, like, I wouldn't say she's an Insta-buy author yet, but she's approaching that status. I think I've just read 2 books by her, which may be all she's written, and I really enjoyed both. So I feel like, you know, this is a win. And then this one, Every Living Thing, The Great and Deadly Race to Know All Life by Jason Roberts. I mean, if you know me, you know this is a Doris book. I mean, it just screams, Doris, read this. So I'm gonna. I love nature writing. That's what I'm saying. Same with this one. The Light Eaters, How the Unseen World of Plant Intelligence Offers a New Understanding of Life on Earth by Zoe Schlanger. This is a new release, and yeah. Hello, nature writing. Okay, and then this one I also had not heard about, but Grace Lynn is an author that I am familiar with and read quite often. She's a middle grade author, and I just love her work. So this one, Chinese Menu, The History, Myths, and Legends Behind Your Favorite Foods. It has lovely illustrations, super fun, and you know, I'm living in China, so so fun. And this is going to pair nicely with this one, actually. So yeah, and both of these will be donated to my school library when I'm finished. So that was another reason I decided to grab them. I think they will, you know, be nice additions to my school library. I teach at a private boarding school in China, for those of you who may not know that. And then my last little stack, these are books that friends gave me while I was in the States. or that they, you know, have mentioned that they think I would really enjoy it. Actually, this is my buddy, my Eric Larson buddy reading crew's responsibility here. So, Sing Like Fish, How Sound Rules Life Underwater by Amarina Kingdon. So Heidi from My Reading Life gave me this one. She read it earlier this year and enjoyed it, so she passed it along to me. Yay. And then The Tree Collectors, Tales of Arboreal Obsession by Amy Stewart. So Karen from Run Right Reads gave me this one, and I think she read it as well. This one also has lovely illustrations. And I actually saw, I think I saw this one on Ann Patchett's Instagram channel as well, so I knew of that one. And then The Sound of the Sea, Seashells and the Fate of the Oceans by Cynthia Barnett. So Heidi also read this one recently and knew I would like it because my father, I grew up in Florida and on the ocean, and my dad was a commercial fisherman, and he also processed shellfish, and so I loved shells growing up, beachcombing, so I think this one will be a good one. I found it at a used bookstore in Nashville, and I snapped it up. And then my last bookstore in the States was in New York City, Barnes & Noble's. Before I left, I found The Reformatory by Tanana Reeve Dew. So Patrice from 2 Minutes on Books has recommended this to me several times and has gushed about it on her channel several times. So I'm excited to get to this one. It's billed as horror, but I think it's like a different kind of horror, if you know what I mean. Literary, maybe. Anyway, this one went quite far in the BookTube prize as well. So those are my books from my summer travels. I'm very excited about them. It was just such a joy to purchase each and every one, or the 2 that I was gifted. That was a joy as well. So anyway, that's it. I have a little quickie video clip to add to the end here if you're interested. I filmed a few of my souvenirs that I brought back, so if you're interested in that kind of thing. And as always, there's more on Instagram if you want to see the rest of the trip. So Doris Sander on Instagram, DorisSander. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon. Bye.